frequently I get asked,
how does the mullet?
Honestly, it's a good question because I didn't figure that out for like the first 3 or 4 months of having a mullet, and now that I have figured it out, I feel like it's only kind that I share it with everyone else. Now, I'm going to say this clearly. Taking a mullet as a hairstyle requires a lot of product. If you don't wash it and scrub the hell out of your scalp afterwards, the build-up, it ain't gonna work for you. If you are someone who is bleaching your hair, please make sure you're masking your hair because you don't want it to be dry, because if it's dry, it ain't gonna work. I have very thin, very fine hair. If you don't style it, you just end up looking like shit. So the first thing I do is I brush all over my hair. Now I don't go in a certain direction. I'm just gonna get the knots out of my hair. I'm also gonna use this as a time to massage my scalp because I just recommend doing that. I'm now going to start pushing it in a direction that I want to dry it in. So am I going to flip my camera slightly? We'll go for like this angle. I'm going to bring down my fringe. Now you might look at this in the mirror and be like, Jesus Christ, this looks horrific. Keep going, trust the process. If I don't leave these side bits, it is kind of tough down like a bowl cut. If you like that kind of vibe, leave it as it is. For me, I'm going to slightly brush them forward a bit from about the crown where I would normally put, where if you had hair, when I used to have hair, where I put my high ponytail, that is where I'll start brushing like directly down the back, like straight down to the floor. I made this mistake for about a year where I would just brush randomly back there. I started receiving photos of myself from behind and my hair would literally part like I was balding, and I wasn't. It was just really badly styled. So next thing we're gonna need, there are 2 ways to do this. I know a lot of people dry their hair as it is and then put product in afterwards, but for me, my hair is really thin. I need to do the other way around. What I'm gonna start with is this, I feel very beauty grey right now. We're gonna start with this volumizing thing. Now I like this because I bought this when I first got my mullet cut, which was November of last year. I still have loads in here and it hasn't run out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spurt a bit. I have no idea if this has been shot because my camera is still broken. But I'm going to brush about that much onto my hair and it always will continue to come out. I'm going to brush it across my hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some in the front of my fringe. So I'm just checking myself in the mirror just so I got it right. And the rest of it, I'm going to like slowly start to work down the back, making sure that as I'm brushing this through my hair, I'm sticking to the directions that I brushed it in earlier. I'm now going to take the hairbrush. This is not a hairbrush, this is a hairdryer. And I'm going to turn it on a medium heat, on a medium blast. Simply just dry it in the direction that we've done. So we'll do that. It's not even plugged in. Love that for me. Cool. You're then going to get to a stage of this when it's going to feel dry, but it's going to feel a little bit crusty and it might be a little bit flat. Don't worry, we ain't done yet. I'm gonna take one of my mum's brushes. I don't know what you would call this. Half my hair is stuck in it, but it's fine. I'm obviously not a fucking hairdresser, but I feel like this breaks up the product because this product can be quite sticky, which is what you want to hold your mullet in place for a long period of time. Brush through the hair, mainly focusing on the ends, and you want to do this when it's not like bone dry and not damp. I'm just kind of on my head. There's no method here. Just keep brushing and brushing until the product doesn't feel clumpy in your hair anymore. That's like the main goal of like this bit. Keep the same heat, but now we're gonna do a higher blast, so it's more like I don't know why I described what a higher blast sounds like. I don't know why this works scientifically, but it does. So slay. We're gonna do the same thing as usual. Keep drying in the same direction. Don't switch up the direction now. You'll ruin everything you just done. So keep it in the same direction. I'm gonna slightly twist towards the mirror so I can focus on the front. But yes.
Wow.
Once you think that you're dry, just give your hair a little fluff. You can now use your fingers to style anything that might have gone slightly not in the direction you wanted it to. I highly recommend at this stage really making sure the back bit is going straight down rather than like flying in all different directions. Whatever you do at this stage, don't use a brush. Don't, like girl, I know you're trying to don't. Next up, you're going to take your hairspray. This is going to be your final stage. I also recommend doing this while your hair isn't warm. I find when it's warm, it just kind of gets heavy and sinks. Let your hair cool down from all that drying. Make sure everything is how you want it to be, because once you set this is probably going to be how your hair will look until the next time you wash it. So really make sure that you've styled it in the way that you want. If you have like stick straight hair like me, what you can do from here is use this little twisty brush just to give it some va-va-voom. Normally you'll need like to dry it for that. This is quite a quick bit, you've got to get in there quick. Spray it scrunch it. I normally start with the front, really get that nice and scrunched, I guess, and then I go to the back, make sure that's set where I would like it to go. Your hair for the first day will feel a bit like a rock, but I promise you once you sleep on it, like the next day, chef's kiss. You're gonna love it. Fluff this bit up as well. If you have really flat, fine hair like mine, just give it some oomph. Give it a shake, make sure everything's where you want it to be, keep fluffing up, and then once you're happy, you're done. So there you go. That is how I style my mullet. I would say if you have any questions, ask me, but this is the only way I do it, so I probably can't answer them. I'm not useful for much things, if I'm being honest. But either way, hope you enjoyed. Hope this is helpful. If you're thinking about getting a mullet and watching this video to be like, oh my god, should I do it? Just do it. It's been the best decision of my life. I cannot recommend it enough. Enjoy your mullets. I hope you all look really funky, fresh, fabulous, fluffy, and I'll see you soon. So, bye!